If you have been able to improve your child's feeding, if only just a little bit, then you have the ability to improve it even further. If you have been able to schedule your doctor's appointments and present the situation in a way that you felt heard, then you can be heard again. If you have been able to go to that testing appointment and rule in or rule out a medical condition, even though the test took longer than expected, or even though it was on a bad day, then you can do it again. If you've gone to a feeding therapy appointment and your child improved, even if it was just this microscopic bit, then you can go to a feeding therapy appointment again and also get some kind of improvement. Well, I want to focus on this fear. Here are some quotes from fear. This is the fear talking. Fear says, what if there's not much more that I can do? What if the rest of the feeding therapy appointments will go poorly? What if the next step will lead to some kind of an unforeseen complication? What if that new food has an illicit allergenic ingredient and your child has yet another allergic reaction? What if your child is destined to have difficulty with feeding or for years or decades? What if the medical reason behind the feeding difficulties is so rare that no one will ever find it and be able to help you and your child? What if the feeding concern is a sign of other medical conditions that are huge that you might not even know about yet? That might be so devastating and that will change your life forever. What if, right? Like in your head, as you go through day-to-day motions and you are worried about yourself and your child, you have all of these what if questions. And some of those what if questions can be scary. Have you had thoughts like that? That there's not much more that you can do to help your child, that things are just too overwhelming, that it is a waste of time for you to keep trying, that there's no use in trying because things are really just not going to improve or go your way. Do you have these self-defeating thoughts too? So you have overwhelming, fearful thoughts and self-defeating thoughts as well. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you are anything like me, then you almost have a voice in the back of your head that says, back off, go slow, be afraid. This voice in the back of your head plants seeds of doubt and negativity. I'm going to tell you to back off, to be resistant to further change, and to stop doing. No matter what you do, this fearful voice is going to be there. So how do you get rid of the fear? The fear isn't going to go anywhere. We all experience fear. It's there. It's part of us. It was with us yesterday. It was with us today, and it will be with us tomorrow. How do you get rid of the fear, the lack of the inertia, the difficulty in doing the next thing? Whenever I'm afraid, because I, just like everybody else, get afraid, I characterize my fear. I visualize it as this fear emoji. I picture a blue and yellow face with big round eyes, as well as downturned eyebrows and a gaping mouth. I imagine it talking to me using all kinds of fear words, and I can talk to it as well. I imagine that my fear emoji with its big face is sitting right next to me. It's a child, and I need to talk to the child at its level. I tell my fear emoji, hey fear, I think that you're scared, and I think that you would love it if I stopped trying. But we will work on how you are feeling together. You know what? What if it works? What if we go to this testing appointment together and you get all of these great answers? What if we go to the next feeding appointment and it turns out to be the best appointment yet? What if that new food that we watch our child eat won't lead to any type of allergic reaction? What if our baby has no further episodes of reflux or no further episodes of colic? We won't know unless we try. And we're going to try things because over time, all those things are going to make a difference. Now, what do you do? How do you tackle your fear? And we're going to discuss that in these episodes. Thank you so much for listening to this one.
Hi, I'm Dr. Becca, the mom of Playgroup, who's in charge of the Food and Lecture Series, empowering other mothers when something seems off with their children, sharing mindset work when it comes to parenting, medicine, made understandable, and mastery of your child and who that child is when they have food intolerances, feeding challenges, symptoms of mimic reflux, or other of your concerns. You heard that I'm a family doctor, a feeding reflux physician, a life coach, a nutritionist, and a best-selling author. But if you ask me, I will tell you that I'm just your friend. Just remember that this information is being shared for educational purposes only, and some of it is opinion-based. If you have specific medical concerns, please see your regular